Hello and welcome to the Underground channel, and this is Tiny House Builds Part 2. So I'm inside to show you everything that I've done, then I'll show you the outside of what this looks like. Now I can build any floor plan you would like, and this one here, when I'm finished, will be about $16,000 or more, depending what I put in it, or if anybody contacts me telling me what they want in it, then I could build this the way you want. This is the first one that I'm doing on my own. I don't work for no factory no more. I'm not making nobody else rich when I'm working for minimum wage, and they're getting almost $20-some thousand for some of these. Now this one here is a little bit bigger than normal size. I think it's 15 feet wide by 20 feet long. I haven't got my schematics to see what I actually built this thing for, but it's got a Dutch roof, and I'm building my bedroom upstairs in it, and that's where my sleeping quarters will go. And then I'm gonna put a frame in this way and a frame on that side where the Dutch roof goes off on both sides to have storage up there. Now this is built, it's a double door hardwood door right now, which is temporary. And I've got a couple of people who said how much more for double glass sliders. Well, for a good heavy duty double glass slider, it can go up about another $1,000 with double panes. And then it will have double glass sliders. Some people want French doors, and then some people want a door that would open up and have hydraulics to serve as a back porch, which I can do. But right now this is my own personal live-in space, and it's just, I had to move in to convert to start building these things. I also do body work and painting at the same time, on depending when the cars come in. I do that on the side. Excuse me. Now the last time you seen on my first part, I didn't have an air conditioner in here. I didn't have that 6-foot double pane window, and that made a lot of difference with this big window. And this side right here is going to serve as my kitchen, and I'm going to probably, this is temporary. I got another one of these that I was going to put on this side, and then I have a table that would fold down, and this would turn into a bed too and be a dining area. But because I want to put regular appliances in here and get away from this little refrigerator, I hate bending all the way down to get a bunch of stuff. So I'm thinking about putting in a new stainless steel refrigerator and a stainless steel stove that can work off from gas, natural gas, or propane. And then this has got to serve as my garage too, or my tool shed. And I've already brought my drill press in. My air compressor will probably end up going here, and then the drill press on this side, and it'll be about 4 feet tool room. And I'm not putting in the double glass sliders unless somebody actually buys this one, and we'll talk on your floor plan. So on this side it'll go about right here. So my idea is I'm going to either build in a jacuzzi in here, a custom jacuzzi. And this is the main door right here. And it's wide enough to bring in anything you'd want, any kind of couch, refrigerator, or whatever, if you buy this and put it into your build. The walls I am building with T25s, and they'll be solid walls and insulated, and you can do whatever you want with the little rooms that's going to be on the side. And I'm going to build drop down stairs that will come down and be right here, and then they'll be on a pivot thing and raise up if I do that, so that I have the space. The stairs will go up and down, kind of like a closet attic stairs, only a little bit more solid and easy to get up and down and everything else. Now I'm building this one as a one-person tiny house. It could be made to be sufficiently to hold up to 2 more kids, and you got your wife with you, so this could be turned into a 4-person place. Up there is my temporary bunk. I got mattresses inside, and you can see my pillow up there. But that's just temporarily until I get the big one up there. I got to bring the rest of my wood in from my van. They're still sitting in the van and getting ready to rain. So, somebody asked me how much would I sell it with the plumbing and the electric and the insulation. Well, I thought about that, and if you got some good ideas. Some people want that blown styrofoam insulation. I hate that stuff. I mean, it may insulate, but if you put this house, tiny house, anywhere near a road that's heavily trafficked, the last thing you want is styrofoam insulation, because once it dries and gets hard, if a big truck's going by and hits his jake brakes, that styrofoam is so solid that it vibrates the whole wall, and it would drive you nuts. So I'm going to go with the highest and the best regular house rollout insulation, which is about 4 inches or 5 inches thick, and it opens up with flaps on both sides, and you can staple them on your studs. And I'm going to do the same thing. Now I got other insulation that's only about 1 inch thick, and the only thing I use that to do is to stuff all where the soffits is, and I button up the soffits, and then I'm going to put the regular house insulation all the way up and around. I got a temporary ceiling fan. I put these in here to circulate the air, and then I take them down and use them for the next project. And then I got a big fan down here. And on part 3, I'm going to show you the roof, how it's made on the outside, and I'm going to come out with the proper measurements to give you an idea how big this place is. This is a little bit bigger than some people are taking these little tiny sheds and turning them into tiny houses for whatever reasons. And this one here is a little bit bigger. As you can see, it's a Dutch roof. Say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The very top is between 10 and 12 feet tall, so. But I'll get the proper measurements on part 3 or part 4 if you're interested. So I'm going to end this part here and just give you one more look around That's a 50-inch screen TV. And I got it set on my little fish tank. I like the fish tank. And once I get my camcorder, or not camcorder, outdoor cams, I will put one on each side of the building because I like to watch the deer walk by. But I actually don't know where I'm going to put windows in. So I can turn this into an electronic live outdoor 3D, or not 3D, HD window and not have to cut a hole in the wall and frame it in. I think that's a pretty cool idea. And then I can watch the deer, the coyotes, the foxes, the rabbits, and if any aliens land here in Indiana, I can watch them walking around. There's a lady here in Indiana that does an alien channel, and she shows allegedly spaceships out there. You might have seen her. I don't know her name, but I can put her channel down if you want to be interested in that thing. Another plan that I had was make my tool room, and right here come out about 4.5 feet and just make this one area to hold my 6-foot DeWalt 60-gallon air compressor, my drill press, and then use the one wall to hang my tools that I use, like this. And this is all temporary, just T25 screws. And if you're thinking about going to a dealer and buying one like this, I would suggest, unless you got family that is a dealer and got a factory that builds these things, to find somebody like me to build them, which you could have more room for custom things that you would want in here. Or I could build a different type of shed. I can build a 2-story, and what it would do would come apart, so when it's being transferred to your property, the top will come off and won't be so high. But I could build you one that is like 22 to 24 foot tall, and you would actually have a full size upstairs to make more rooms or bedrooms, or put your kitchen or whatever you want up there, and use the bottom part as a garage. You know, there's many floor plans. And floor plans are simple if you know what you want. And what you do is you build one wall on the ground, which takes about, once you know and got your blueprints, takes about a half an hour to build it and put it up. And then you just raise it up and tack it down in case if you want to tear it apart, and haul it on a flatbed, or it can be bolted, and then and the first floor can go, and the second floor could be on another truck if you want one that big. And the best thing I could tell you about having me build you one and have it transported, or if you want to go to a dealer, which you might as well figure a markup price, this shed here, just the basic shell, would be about $8,000 to $9,000 depending where you live. And that's because there's like a 20% markup, so the dealer who's selling these things can get their money out of the thing, being a middleman. But my best suggestion is to find somebody like me in your area, or have contact me. Give me your dimensions. You don't have to be a perfect blueprint drafting person. You can just get you a ruler and some typing paper and just make it any way you want. And then once you mail it to me, I can do videos of the progress so that you can change something if you decide to change something, while I'm in the building process, and have one-on-one. And I will do videos for everybody who buys one off from YouTube or Facebook, or I'm getting ready to put up another site just for tiny homes, and it depends on what you want. I can just build the shell and you can go inside and doing what like I'm doing now, because you always got to have a shell before you can put rooms in it, right? Well, for me, it's easier to do all the framing of the walls and the rooms before I put the second section up or build lofts in them. So I'm going to give you one good more look around, and when I open this door, you can see how I open it. Pretty good head lock, or doorknob. Hello, Brutus. And this is a section that could give you more space, like I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about building this into my bathroom, move this wall to the outer wall, and or just frame it in and put a wall up. Probably be easier. Probably take me about 2 hours to enclose this in and put the siding up and get it all tight and sealed and insulated. And I'm figuring on this one, because I don't want to do a slide out. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I can do pop outs where I could build in here, and that wall would be there, but it would be framed in such a way that if you want to pop out, like on a motorhome or a big camper that has those pop outs to make it bigger, I can do the same thing with this, and really cheap to slide them in and out. One good hefty guy could slide the room out and it would all pop in and seal, and then your bedroom could pop out instead of having it up on the loft, and you could use your lofts if you want them for storage or to let your kids, have a bedroom up there, sorta. And I can go higher. If I build me another personal one like this one is, these joists here are, joists, instead of being 4 feet, I would extend them maybe another 4 feet. So I'd make these 8 foots, which would be perfect for parallel solar panels, and the right exact angle for the sun to give you the most power on your solar panels to be more effective. Excuse me. And what would be good is, like, if you would position your building when you get it, when the sun comes up, it would hit my solar panels here for about half of the day. You would lose about an hour to hour and a half being direct on top, unless you have solar panels on top too. And then the sun sets over here, is on this side for about now that it's in the middle of summer, you get 4 hours out of each day at this angle. The sun's coming down on this side, and the sun comes up on this side, and then, I guess the sun comes up in the west, up this way, and it hits all the solar panels when I get them on. Right there would be perfect. And then I could put the solar panels all the way across on both sides. And I'm thinking about putting hot water solar tanks on the very top. And with this being 16 inches on center for the studs and the joist and the rafters, it would hold the weight of the water going through the water system for the sun to heat it up, and it would be perfect for the winter because of the way the sun, I have this building facing, you know, north and south, and the sun is rising up in the east and coming down on the west. And my idea is to turn this into a totally 100% off-grid, and to have enough power coming in to run a DeWalt 60-gallon air compressor that runs 220. So when I get down the road, I'm going to build a section that can be tacked but not solid to this tiny house, and that'll be my battery containment center, because I'm going to have a lot of batteries to be able to run an air compressor with 220 and not have to worry about running out. And my idea is to have enough electricity if I don't have no sun or no wind to turn the turbines. And it's always windy out here in the country, so my wind turbines will probably be my greatest asset to recharge my batteries and keep continuous power and never have to run out. And if you got any good ideas, be sure to drop a comment down below, and you'll want to subscribe. I need about 300 more subscribers so that I can get the full perks of YouTube. And you can watch the next video that I make. I'm getting ready to go ahead and make part 3 after I upload this to YouTube, and then I'm going to go outside and make part 3 if it's not raining, and show you the roof, the siding, and everything, so you can see what it looks like outside. And basically it's a finished product outside. I got to take all the trim down and redo the trim because I don't like the looks of the 1x3s, so I'm going to go with 1x4s. And I got to trim my window out, and I learned a big lesson on this window. The next time I will build the frame for the window instead of having to cut the wall and the frame and rebuild and reframe again. And then that way my window's more on the inside, but I got it pretty well sealed and it's ready for the trim. But the second time I do this, I will do it in a much better way, now that I know that I like that window there. And one last thing about the window, the reason why it's not horizontal, I forget which one's which, vertical. I got it long ways horizontal, and with the cross, as this is a double pane, you can't feel that. There's glass on the outside and glass on the inside. And I took the cross, and that's where me standing up straight, it's like zeroing in on my crossbow that my eyes are. So I don't have to bend down to look out. I don't have to get up on my tippy toes. And it's in the perfect spot to give the right amount of light in here, and without having to run or put on my LEDs. That's temporary, just while I'm working in here and living in here. And I use my hot box to watch movies. I don't need cable, I don't need satellite, and I'm totally almost off the grid, with the exception till I put the solar and all and the wind generator up. I'm on an extension cord running everything. But I got it set up outside and drilled so I can run my 100 amps And that's just going to be emergency only use. If something happens with my batteries or my solar panels or my wind generator, then I have emergency backup. But I'm going to put a circuit box in here, circuit breaker box, that will convert to windmill or solar energy. And I shouldn't ever really have to worry about energy, because the solar power windmill is going up on an old telephone pole, and it will always be turning because it's always either got a breeze or it's really windy. And then the solar panels, if there's not enough sun, I got alternative. I had a stroke, so I stutter a little bit, and I'm sorry. So this is the end of part 2, and even without insulation, this air conditioner is doing a fabulous job of keeping it about 15 degrees. It's like 90 outside. And in here, they don't have a temperature and I don't have a thermometer, but I'd say it's down to about 69 or 70 in here, unless I leave the door open like I just did. So let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know how you like the build so far. I'm up here framing now the loft. If you got any good ideas, let me know. And the reason why I'm using 2x4s for the loft, which in most cases I would not recommend it because your weight, 2x4s will slack. But with the walls that I'm putting in here, the 2x4s will not bend or slack, having 4-foot gaps. And plus, I'll be framing from here over and tying in with these, so it will be well supported. And instead of using 2x6s and losing a lot of room, I'm doubling up 2x4s, and that will create a little extra thing. So when you get up there, you could put a car on it and it wouldn't budge down, with the way the brace walls will be here and there. And this here can be an extra open room, and my tool room can be there and whatever. I can change this all up, and I maybe will. So I got to get this uploading to YouTube, and sorry this is long. It's a 30-minute YouTube video, so let me know what you think. That's my little refrigerator and freezer. It's too small for me. And this is just part 2. The frame and the outside is done. Floor is done. Oh, one last thing. I don't use particle board, so you don't have to worry about doing that. Just about every factory that builds these, and the factories that I've worked for, they cheap you out with particle boards. And especially on the floor, you don't want particle board on the floors like most of these are built with. You want this kind of plywood, treated plywood, so that moisture isn't going to do anything. I could pour a bucket of water on this floor and it wouldn't leak. I'd have to use a squeegee to squeegee it out. So I'll talk more about that on the part 3. So without further ado, thank you for dropping by. Please subscribe. I need subscribers. And I got other kinds of content on my channel, so you can go to my main channel page and look for all the videos there. Subscribe. Leave me comments. I got one order in. I think I got this one sold already. They're coming up from Kentucky to come and look at it. But they want me to finish it out. They want me to make it a complete home with all the insulation. They want 2 instant hot water tanks. They want it made to run gas, natural gas, or propane. And basically they want it to be totally off-grid, no electric, and the only thing they want is the sewer pipes to be ran in a certain place so that they can connect it to a leach field that is partially out in the field, but they're going to put this in the woods. And they want solar panels, they want the everything on here, the wind turbine, because they live in a place that's windy and sunny, and they can point theirs north and south and not have to worry about having shore power. They also want a kitchen, full functioning kitchen, and they want a full functioning I don't know what they want, because the wife wants a jacuzzi and the husband wants a iron bathtub like I want, and because I like the old-fashioned iron bathtubs. And if you got any good ideas or how you would like one built, drop me a comment down below, and drop me your suggestions. If you like or dislike, click the thumb and click the bell so you can be notified as I keep going. Now, if they come up here and decide they want one bigger and not this one, then we'll sit there and draw up plans on my computer, and they can go back home and I'll start building for them. I got a big space I can build as big as you want and make it totally prefab, where instead of using nails, you don't really want to use nails on these things because they rust a lot, and they rust with inside the boards, and I use these. It's very more expensive, but it keeps everything in tight, and these are brass so they don't rust, and way better build if you use T25s or T21s instead of nails. And when somebody orders from me, I don't use particle board, I use real plywood. So, and when I buy it in bulk, I get it cheaper, which makes it a little bit cheaper on you. So without further ado, y'all have a nice day. God bless you. Stay safe. And let me know what you think. Bye-bye.